Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and this is all about my life after gastric bypass surgery. And today I am just going to give a quick update and quick discussion about vulnerability and kind of where I'm at right now. So I want to get into just a really quick discussion about some pretty heavy topics, as I have been lately. Honestly, it's kind of where I'm at. And before that, I just want to say, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for continuing to follow my journey and continuing to watch my videos. I can't tell you how much this support really means to me, especially right now, since I am going through kind of a rough patch and kind of some weird stuff. And so just knowing that I've got people who have been commenting lately about how helpful it has been to kind of open the door on the difficulties that I'm having has been really reassuring to me. So thank you so much. If you're not yet a subscriber, I just ask that if you like the content that I'm putting out, if you like the videos that I'm making, and you want to support me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever one of my videos goes live. That and liking and commenting the video is the best way to support me right now. So thank you so much for all of you that do that. Again, it really means a lot to me, especially right now. I just wanted to put a pretty quick update and a quick video out there today. And be kind of honest with where I'm at right now. That's kind of the trend lately. I've had some really rough spots, especially mentally, and I've been putting it all out there. Kind of hit a weird spot yesterday in particular. I've had a rough weekend, had a rough few weeks, had a rough time lately, just in general, and it kind of culminated yesterday when I realized that I had set aside time and made it a point that I wanted to make a video, specifically a fashion haul, just kind of like new clothes that I bought somewhat recently that I was excited to showcase as something I haven't done on my channel before, and realized yesterday that not only am I really self-conscious to be doing a video like that, but yesterday in particular, I had an issue where I really just felt like I couldn't put on like a happy fake persona. I wasn't happy. I wasn't enjoying myself. I was just sort of mopey yesterday. I just didn't have it in me to film a video and be like, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And I don't really have a lot of that today either, but at least I feel like I'm in a little bit of a better spot. I thought about yesterday instead just filming how I felt, just filming anyway and saying, look, I don't have it in me today to put on a happy face, and here's why, and here's how I'm feeling. But what it did is kind of strum up some feelings of vulnerability. And I realized that I feel extremely vulnerable right now. Although I'm getting a lot of supportive comments, and I'm getting a lot of people who are thankful for me sharing these particular mental, struggles that I'm going with, and these things that are cropping up post-op that they feel are relatable, and they say they're grateful for somebody shining light on the potential negative side of some of this stuff. What it does is it puts me in a very vulnerable spot that I didn't think that I had a problem with, but it turns out I do have a problem with it. I'm worried. The more I put out onto the internet, the more I put out there into the public sphere, the struggles that I'm having and the thoughts that I'm battling with, the more I'm opening myself up to a situation that makes me really uncomfortable. I've been very grateful and very lucky that the vast majority of comments and things that I've gotten have been supportive and understanding. I really have not had a negative experience in this community. I really haven't gotten what I would consider, negative, hurtful comments or anything. So it's not like that's the issue or the concern. I've been trying to think all day today about how to phrase what this vulnerability is and how I'm feeling about it. And one of the big things that comes to mind is just the simple fact that there is a difference between me recognizing that I have, a mental health struggle and that I need to seek therapy for it, and the difference between somebody who doesn't know me and is just watching what I put out into the world saying you need mental health therapy. And I know that the way that that has been phrased has been in agreement with me. So it's not like somebody's like, you need mental health help. You really need to seek help. It hasn't been phrased like that. But as everyone can probably relate, when you read something like that, it's very different for me to acknowledge it and come to terms with it myself, and for someone else to say, hey, you really need help with this. You really need to deal with this. And I keep trying to make sure to keep in mind that it's just in response to the fact that I brought it up and that it's something that I'm seeking and trying to do. And it has absolutely nothing to do with somebody feeling like they know what's best for me. And I'm even struggling right now trying to figure out how to put into words why it's bothersome. But I think most people can at least relate to the idea of somebody telling you something that you already know and you just sort of get apprehensive about it for no real reason, like defensive for no reason is kind of where I'm at. Again, I'm struggling to adequately put it into words, but I think everyone can kind of get a sense for where I'm at. The more things that I put online about the struggles that I have and the invasive thoughts that I have, I'm riding a very thin line between wanting to put that out there as my reality and put that out there as something that people can probably relate to. These invasive thoughts, these intrusive negative self-talk, things that come up, being obsessive about food, being over obsessive about calories, not really sure that I know what I'm doing and just feeling like I'm panicking. I want it to be relatable. I want people to know the good and the bad. But the more of the bad things that I put out there and the more of the struggles that I'm going through that get put out there, the more I'm opening the door for people to comment on it. And that has been a reality since the moment I started the YouTube channel. I knew that once you start putting things on the internet, it is open for anyone and everybody to comment on. And again, I've been very, very lucky and very grateful that this community hasn't put me in a spot where I've had to sift through, negative comments or anything. But where that vulnerability and discomfort is kind of leading to is that I'm now getting more and more uncomfortable putting that out there just because of the potential responses that could come back. Even though nothing really negative has come back yet, I'm worried. And I think a lot of that is stemming from the number one reason I think I'm struggling right now, which is massive insecurity and massive self-consciousness. I don't know how much of this is related to outside forces, outside things that are happening in my life right now, and how much of it is related to this specific process. All I can do is report what I'm going through and say that it could be related to weight loss surgery. There's been a lot of change really, really fast. A lot of physical, emotional, mental change really, really fast. And right now I am struggling with being super insecure. More insecure than I think I've been in a really long time. And there are a lot of things influencing that. There's a lot of reasons for it. A lot of things I honestly won't go into. But I can say now with a little bit of reflection that I think the reason I've been so obsessed with the number on the scale and the reason I've been so obsessed with whether or not I'm doing the right thing with my macros and my calories and I can't just calm down is because I'm insecure. And I think that there's a part of me in the very back of my mind that is hopeful that if I can just keep losing weight again, that I'll feel happy and that I will feel comfortable with myself and I'll feel accomplished again and I won't be wallowing around in insecurities and self-consciousness and misery. I don't think that there's necessarily any evidence to support that that will happen. I'm just hopeful that if I can lose weight again, it will make me feel better. And that's again why my main effort right now is trying to find the right therapist and get together with somebody that I can discuss these issues with, because although I do think that it is related to this process. I do think that's related to massive weight loss, quick change, a lot of things going on. Dealing with that mentally is where that focus is. It's not about the food. It's not about the calories. It's not about whether or not I'm exercising enough. Honestly, I was very happy with where I was at, and I felt like I was building good habits, and I didn't really care that the weight loss was extremely slow because I was building good sustainable habits, and that's what I need for a lifetime moving forward. So I do feel like I was on the right track, and it got blown out of proportion and out of control because of the mental health issues that are popping up, and me feeling really, really insecure about myself right now. So I want to keep putting it out there that I'm feeling insecure. I think it's important to talk about how that's starting to happen. Some of it is related to weight loss. Some of it is related to the way that I feel that I look now, with proportions on my body and loose skin and, just general things. Some of it's very superficial. Some of it's not. Some of it's about health. Some of it's not. Some of it's about how I as a person am changing. My priorities are changing. My likes and dislikes and the things that I spend my time on, and me as a person, I am changing. I'm not the same person that I was when I went into this. And it's not just a physical change. And that's a lot to deal with, not just with myself, but with all of my relationships and the people around me. And that is something that is pretty heavy and it's pretty big stuff. So all of that, I really do believe is part of this process, but puts me in a very, very vulnerable spot and puts me at a place where I'm just not sure how to document it in a way that I'm okay with without just editing it and going, and putting it out there and hoping for the best, because I think that's kind of what I have to do in a situation like this, and go out of my comfort zone to do that if I want to put that out there for everyone to know exactly what I'm going through. And that has been my biggest goal for this channel, is just to put my perspective and my personal experience, my day-to-day experience out there as just a data reference point, just to know what one person is experiencing during this process. By no means am I an expert. I think I've made that pretty clear through the last, year and a half of this channel. But that's the goal. And a lot of my prior videos have been research based, and I felt a lot more confident putting something out there that I knew I did the research on. I had credible sources to back up the information I was looking at. But right now I'm kind of delving into territory that is strictly personal, and it's very personal at that. And so it just puts me in a very vulnerable spot. And I just wanted that to be known in case it wasn't obvious that that's what I'm getting into. I want to keep doing that for you guys, but just know I'm vulnerable and just know that, I'm not necessarily comfortable or happy with putting that stuff out there, but I feel like it is an honest representation of my experience. And so I want to keep doing that for you guys. So thank you again so much for your kindness and understanding, and all of the comments that I have been getting, all that support, and the people who are relating to what I'm saying. That's why I keep this channel up, especially as late after surgery as I am. The number of comments that I keep getting about people who are relating to what I'm saying, and grateful for that being documented. Although it may make me uncomfortable to put it out there, you guys are the ones that kind of keep me going at this. So thank you so much, and thank you for being supportive through my struggles and my successes and all of it. So make sure you stay happy and healthy, and always look at the big picture. And Stephanie will be looking at the big picture as she moves forward. And I will see you guys in the next one.